sorry about that. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I've had 2 calls about the time that I hit the Go Live button. Go figure. But I am ready. I have already got part of it finished, but I was hoping that it might be dry enough to go ahead and do the next step, but it's just too cold. And it's warm in here, but we're working on the ugly duckling day 2. So I can't see, you know what, let me see if I can get the computer to come on my page, and that way I can see what everybody is doing. How cold is it where y'all are? I feel the lucky ones, okay? See, a friend of mine, Brooke, she said it was -1 in Topeka. In Chicago, there's, I don't know, it's -60 up there. So I feel sorry for those people. That's really sad. Okay, of course there's a lag between here and the computer, but if y'all have any questions as we go along, just let me know, and once we're done and I get home, I'll answer them. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good.
You can join right in.
All right.
Yeah. We are transforming the ugly duckling because it was in rough shape yesterday. So it had rough spots on the bottom. Down here, and so I'm using a technique that I told them they had to come back and watch today, that I was not going to reveal what I did and what I used. So as you can see without them seeing, this is what it's going to be. And then I'm going to come back in with some other products, and the doors I'm going to stencil. So, and then I'm going to go back in with a pearl glaze on the doors. So,
Challenge.
all right, y'all, we are going to get started. And what I've done is I use Miss Lillian's Texture Magic. Okay, and it is a white powder. And whenever you mix any color of her paint in with the Texture Magic, the color is true. It's not going to change colors. And you add enough, and then you're going to mix I usually use a little bit of water in mine, and this is thicker than what I normally do, like if I'm using it for embossing, like through my stencils. It's not this thick, but I wanted this a little thicker because of what I'm going to be doing once I get it rolled on. And I didn't want to waste a lot of time because it takes a little bit to get it stirred up. And this is probably a container, which is too much for this one side. But I'm going to take it home and use it on something that I have at the house. So I'm not going to be wasting it. But and the color that I use to mix in is antique white. And probably in this I used about 16 heaping tablespoons, and it's kind of like I used to ask my mama, what is heaping? That just irritated me to death. I'd say, well, Mom, what is that? And she says, well, you know, just a heaping tablespoon. So and so I've got about 16 heaping tablespoons, maybe a little more in here, and then I added my paint. And then I added water until I get it to the consistency. But you can see that it's pretty true. Well, it's not going to change colors. Whatever color of paint that you add into Texture Magic, that's what color it's going to be. So, and like I said, this is kind of thick, a little bit thicker. I may actually thin it just a little. But I went ahead and got it all mixed up so that y'all wouldn't have to wait while I was doing that. Hey, Lisa, how are you? What's the temperature there? You got to hurry up and come back to Arkansas. That's all I can say. Well, hello, Mike. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope y'all are doing good. Is it cold where you are? Oh, 2 degrees. Oh, Lisa, I'm really sorry. what I'm doing, yeah, that's a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put this in this pan. And then we are going to roll that mixture on to the side of this ugly duckling cabinet with a whiz roller. And by a whiz roller, I mean a roller like this. And it's fuzzy. Hey, there's my buddy Sandy. As you can see, that's what we're going to go for. And that's what we're going to use to put it on with. And you know, you want to get most all of the lumps out. You want it pretty creamy, but you know what? You're going to have a few, and that's okay. So, and plus, once I get this on and I show you how I've done it, I've already done the front and the other side. Like I said, I had hoped that it would be dry enough that I could go ahead and use the glaze, but it's not going to be. But I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to stencil on the doors whenever we get this on. Oh, I see. I didn't get some of the powder mixed up, so I'll just go ahead and get that mixed up really quick. And press and seal is your friend. Because whenever you're done, you can just take it, wad it up, and throw it away. Easy cleanup. All right. And like I say, I use this several different ways. This is a finish that Kathy and I used to do. Back then, we called it a linen finish. Hey, Stephanie. How are you doing? What is the temperature where you are? We're asking as they come on. One of my friends said it was -1. Lisa just said it was 2 degrees where she is. We're lucky. It's in the 20s and supposed to, I think, by mid-afternoon get up to about 36. So I'm not going to complain. But I use Texture Magic for this here, which is going to like a linen finish. We used to do that in faux finishing. And also use it for embossing through a stencil, which this, I didn't add any color. I just used just the Texture Magic and water. And then I came back and glazed it. Or you can use it, and I stippled this on with a chip brush after I added it. I believe it was like sterling, and then I came back with a black glaze, ebony. And it made it look like concrete. So Texture Magic has a lot of uses. And you can make it look like weathered furniture from the ocean as well. I don't have one of those samples here, but if you want me to, I will post one later. But this is about the consistency that you want, kind of like, you know, a joint compound, I guess, is what the consistency that you're going for. And let me set this down, and then I will turn this down where y'all can see what I'm doing. And what I do whenever I start is I will go ahead and dampen my whiz roller. I get it a little wet, and then I kind of take a towel and I get some of the water out. But you can see I've got quite a bit on there. And I've taped this because I didn't want any here, and I've got me a piece of trim that I'm going to place here. So I'm going to kind of stay away from that edge so that the trim will fit really nice. And you know what? That's okay. If the knobbies are right there, I can usually just take my roller and get them right out. But that's okay because you want some of those knobbies in your finish. And I like this because it is going to cover up all of these cracks down here. It's not coming loose. It's on firm. It's just where it's kind of peeled back, and that's okay. Because see, it just covered that right up. You're not going to have to worry about it. So if you have a piece of furniture that has areas like that, you know, this is a great finish. And utilize the piece instead of it going to the trash bin, you know. And I'm rolling it on pretty thick. And then here in just a second, I'll show y'all what we use to get that linen look. And you can do this with a lot of different colors. You could even make it look like blue jeans, you know. Hey Kathy, how are you? Texture Magic is the, yes it is. Yes, it is. It has covered up a lot of stuff for me. How is your mom doing today? And let us all know whenever she's going to get to go in for her test, because we want to know. We want to keep her on our prayer list, you know. All right, y'all. That's all there is to that step. That was pretty easy, huh? Now, I just made a mess. This is how you get your linen look. Hang on just a second. Let me move that. Okay. Wallpaper brush, and you know, these are hard to find anymore. I did a class where I was teaching people different finishes, and I really had a hard time finding, and I had to end up, they weren't quite like these, but I found some that were similar, and what I did, I just cut them into thirds so I'd have enough for my class. So what you're going to do is you're just going to start right up here, and you're going to come straight down, okay? And that's all there is to it. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going for perfect here. And the knobbies, that's why that's okay, because whenever it does that, you're creating that linen look. So you want those in there. And then you just come over here. And if you want to, you can come back up. I mean, it's really a no mess up. See, I can go in, and that was a deal there, and I didn't like it, so that's it. Isn't that cool? And that is really pretty in the blue jean finish. And I need to get that in the water right quick. So y'all, that is how that is created. And once this is dry, I haven't quite decided yet exactly which colors I'm going to use. Oh man, you've lost video. Sandy, we're going to have to do something about that mess. I'm telling you. But on the top, I can't decide. I may use, on the top, Watermark Silk, which is a metallic paint of Miss Lillian's. It's a really pretty color. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm going to be using these two inside the linen finish whenever it dries, and that's probably going to be tomorrow. So I had really hoped that I could show y'all today on the other side, but there's just no way because it's not going to dry. But let me turn this around, because I know that some of y'all were here yesterday and remember that big hole. Whoops. Oh, and there's Bobby. Oh, you're back, Sandy. And Bobby, you were just here. There was a big gap here, and you can't even tell it. I mean, it's fine. And what I did is I went ahead and painted the inside English tapestry, I believe. Yes, this color. So I thought that was good. And oh, that's drying really good right there. And then this side here. It's hard for y'all to see. Let me see if I can take this out without dropping or celery and peanut butter. Oh, shut up. Please. Okay, I'm going to try and do this without messing up. Okay, can y'all see that up close and personal? See, it has all the little knobbies. And then whenever I take the chip brush and use one of the glazes, it's just going to hit the tops of the of this. I don't want full coverage. I'm just going to be kind of like dry brushing whenever you're stenciling. So that's how I'm going to do that. And it won't be all over, and I'll probably intermix the two colors, the silver and the gold. So I know it does, doesn't it? It's kind of one step above the ugly duckling. So, and y'all remember the hardware. Okay, I took it home, and I said I was going to leave it the color that it was, but I changed my mind, which is normal. Most of y'all know. So it was the coppery look, and I thought, well, you know, if I'm going to be using the silver, I really want more silver than anything. So I used Rust-Oleum primer in the black. Hey, Kay, how are y'all doing? Man, we all got to get together and go up to see Molly. I went blank for a minute. I think we're going up this weekend. But they were the copper. So I took these home and I spray painted them in the primer in the black, and I believe it was a semi-gloss, in fact, and I'm not sure. No, it was just flat black. And then I took and used this. It's kind of a black silvery. It's really pretty. And this is what they ended up looking like. Isn't that pretty? So what I'm going to do is, I didn't want them that solid color, is I took Miss Lillian's Gilding Jewels and tipped them because I wanted that silver look, but I wanted it over the black, which I really like. And I think that'll really go well with the metallic glaze color. I think that'll really be pretty. So now just to decide if I am going to do the top in the solid metallic watermark silk, and I don't know. I will have to think on that one, because I'm going to do on the doors, and I'll take y'all over there and I'll show y'all how I'm going to do that, if I can do it without, because this rug kind of ripples. But let me see if I can move y'all over there, and I will show you how I use Marilyn's Gilding Jewels on stenciling instead of using paint. I want y'all to really see really good. So, and I've already got the stencil on the door. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way, and then I'm going to flip it and do it up this way. Let me get the handle. The one that I've done. And I really think that's going to be pretty. And then I was thinking, after I use the Gilding Jewels on here to stencil with, that I would take the pearl glaze and do the doors, and then once I've done the watermark silk metallic paint on the top, I would do the pearl glaze on the top as well. Seems like a lot of steps, but I think it'd really be pretty. So what I do with her Gilding Jewels is I do just like I'm stenciling. And a lot of people, because I like the shimmer that it gives instead of just the dull paint, and what I do is I use my stencil brush, and I go, but I also will still offload just like I was going to be stenciling, because you don't want too much. And whenever you start your stenciling, I don't like those circles there. I always start out, let me start down here. I start out on the edge and I go in. I never start right in the center and do it that way. I don't like the, I guess they're part of it though, so, but I don't like them. So there's little circles there that I'm really not keen on. So I'm gonna cover them up so that I don't get into them. It almost looks like it's something that's unfinished. So, I love the stencil though. I've had it for a very long time. And I didn't have any spray adhesive to spray on the back, so I just used tape. But always, I just painted these this morning. So, I always use the orange core, which I usually use frog tape, but or orange core will work. Not supposed to pull your paint up. Okay, and I hardly ever use just one color. I'm going to use several. But like I said, I always start out to the edge, and then I may just kind of hop around with the colors. I'm kind of wanting to stick mainly with the silver and the gold, since that is going to be what I'm going to be using with the glaze. But I'm also wanting, oh, that's the turquoise, moss. I'm looking for, oh, here it is, moss, because I thought I might add in just a little bit of a patina, which is that right there, to give it that a patina look. But I've gotten to where I use the gilding jewels for just about all of my stenciling. It just, I love the look that you get with it. And we will take a peek, and this one is pewter. That one is black gold. And we need a little bit of gold up here, I think. And this one is the pearl. I really like it too. And I'm going to use a different brush for it because I want all of the pearl that I can get. Kind of gives it that glisten. And I'll probably go over the whole thing with that once I'm done. I really like that. And I'll show y'all in just a second what we got. I think I need a little more gold. You know, it's funny. I buy gold frames, and I think they're ugly. So I paint them. And then I go back and I use the Gilding Jewels gold on the frame. That's the craziest thing. I thought about that one day, and I thought, well, you know, but it's just, I just don't like all that gold. But I love the way that this highlights. Okay, let's take a peek. Let's see what we got. Oh, very pretty. Yes, now I'm going to lay that back down, and I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to come back in with just the pearl to give it that little extra glisten. And y'all, these are really easy to clean. Just I use a hot water heater pan, and I will put this in there with a little bit of Dawn and let it soak overnight. Does great. All right, hang on just a second, and I will pick that up where y'all can see that. Isn't that pretty? I think that is just so much prettier than using just stencil cream or paints. And what I'll do, since I've measured, is I have already, and I will put this in place. But what I need to do is come in and I'll measure from the sides. I think I've got it pretty well straight. And I can't see if anybody is saying anything or not. So, because my computer's way over there. But I guess that is pretty much it for today. I had really hoped to, let me move this back up. I had really hoped to, ooh, I'm about to lose my cord. About to pull my computer off too. Hi Becky, how are you? How long have you been here? Pull my computer, y'all. I almost drug it out on the floor. That would not have been good. Okay. But I get this back up there where I'm not. Okay. Now, so now my decision is I have got to decide if I'm going to paint the top in the watermark silk and then do the pearl glaze over that. What do y'all think? I need help. And then on the doors, I'm going to go over it with the pearl glaze. I had thought about painting the doors this as well, but I thought it might be too much. So, and I may just do the silver glaze on the top. Hadn't quite decided yet. But y'all, I think that is it for today. And tomorrow I'm going to be, hopefully this will all be dry, and I'm going to come back and we'll either paint the top and we'll do the glazing on the doors and add the glaze to the linen finish on the side. And Becky, did you see what we used to do that with? I can't get it out of the bucket now because it's wet, but it's a wallpaper brush. Let me turn it down here where you can see. I'll just take it out where you can see. See, it looks like a linen wallpaper finish, but it's done by using the Texture Magic. But I use Texture Magic for a lot of stuff. It's not just that. I use it for all my stenciling and, you know, stuff like that. So, well, y'all, that's it for today. I appreciate y'all coming in, and I'll be back tomorrow. So, y'all stay warm. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see y'all later. And I think I'm going to do a live tonight, and I'm going to be doing a jacket. So, I might do it on my personal page. I don't know. But anyway, y'all check it out, and y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.